Support for the local government news roundup comes from Rath Engineering Development, smarter systems for local government, like Red GMS, helping councils manage gravel pits and projects, track quality, test results, blending options and haulage, and know the true cost per tonne from day one. Rath Engineering Development can give you a one-off report that uses your existing pit data to pinpoint the best gravel sources for your next resheeting program or disaster restoration works, saving your council time and money. For local government systems built from real on-the-ground experience, talk to the team at Rath Engineering Development. Head to rathed.com.au to find out more. Coming up today, Victoria's library funding broken as fringe councils boom. Bin-top basket recycling spreads across Victoria. A Kiama councillor quits, the by-election clock starts ticking. Strathfield bins the Homebush renaming plan. A Sunshine Coast developer takes the council to court. A South Australian mayor ghosted by Woolies over dumped trolleys. The Shire of Harvey appoints an interim CEO. And a New Zealand mayor rejects a Waikato super council push. Hello, I'm Chris Eddy. More news from and about councils across Australia and beyond here on the Local Government News Roundup for you. Brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government. With support from Symphony 3, simple connected customer experiences, and from Rath Engineering Development, smarter local government systems, built from real on-the-ground experience. Welcome to today's roundup of news from across Australia, starting in Victoria and from ABC News. Calls are growing for major reform to Victoria's public library funding model, with advocates warning that fast-growing fringe councils are being chronically underfunded. Public Libraries Victoria says state funding has failed to keep pace with rapid population growth in outer metropolitan corridors like Melton and Wyndham. While the state government defends its 10-year $567 million investment in libraries, councils warn they may be forced to wind back vital community literacy services without urgent indexation. From the Border Mail, Wodonga Council has adopted its budget unchanged from the draft that went to public exhibition. The budget includes a cut in funding for the Hothouse Theatre, which has led to claims the council is neglecting the arts. Michelle Cowan was the only councillor to vote against the budget. Stonnington City Council has issued a provisional tree removal permit, breaking a months-long planning deadlock at the historic Windsor Castle Hotel. The Stonnington Leader reports that the development follows a dispute with the venue's owners over a Bhutan cypress tree, which the council initially refused to cut down due to its health and prominence. Stonnington Chief Executive Dale Dixon rejected claims of council negligence. He said the delays were caused by the applicant's failure to provide sufficient evidence in a timely manner. Bass Coast Shire Council says it's progressing the Stage 1 design for the Phillip Island Sporting Precinct, targeting a July completion date. The master-planned development features 2 senior-sized ovals, 4 netball courts and a fenced off-leash dog park. The council is actively advocating to state and federal governments to secure external funding for the Tier 1 priority project. A growing number of Victorian councils are attaching wire baskets to public bins to make it easier for people to participate in the state's container deposit scheme, and the trend is picking up pace. Port Phillip, Yarra Ranges and Mornington Peninsula Shire were among the first off the mark, each installing 100 diversion baskets on public litter bins when the trials began mid-last year. The concept is simple. People leaving a park or foreshore area can drop eligible drink containers, those with the 10-cent refund symbol, in the baskets, where anyone else can collect them and cash in at a nearby return point. And the results have been encouraging. At Yarra Ranges, the initial trial was described as a resounding success, and the program is now being expanded to additional locations. Borondara joined the movement from May this year, trialling 200 baskets across parks and shopping villages. And most recently, Murrindindi Shire Council has announced it's installing 100 purpose-built recycling baskets in high-use public locations, including near food outlets, parks and activity centres. The operational case is as compelling as the environmental one. Yarra Rangers noted the baskets are far cheaper than installing new recycling bins or running extra collection services, and they deliver a clean recycling stream with minimal contamination. For those councils still weighing up the idea, you can find out more and express interest through the CDS Vic website. Link in the show notes. To New South Wales and Kiama Municipal Council has announced the immediate resignation of independent councillor Mike Keynes, who says he's made the decision for personal reasons. Elected in 2024, Councillor Keynes was noted for his advocacy of local agriculture and the rejuvenation of Kiama Harbour. Mayor Cameron McDonald confirmed the resignation will be ratified tonight, with a local by-election to occur within the next 3 months. At Sydney's ICAC inquiry today, former City of Parramatta Chief Executive Gail Connolly has faced a 6th day of intense grilling over nepotism and job rigging allegations. The Commission heard evidence that Connolly text messaged her niece about an open council role, offering to edit her CV. Connolly also rejected claims that she fundamentally undermined council recruitment after admitting she shared interview questions with a close friend ahead of time. The hearing continues, and the Sydney Morning Herald is live blogging the proceedings. Strathfield Council has unanimously dumped a proposal to rename parts of Homebush and Homebush West. ABC News reported that the vote followed a conflict of interest declaration by Deputy Mayor John Paul Bellardi, whose sister owns property in the affected area. Critics had argued the plan, which aimed to boost real estate values by absorbing the land into Strathfield, risked erasing the area's distinct local history. Councillor Bellardi had been a vocal supporter of the proposal and has attracted some criticism over his, quote, late discovery of a potential conflict. Waverley Council will receive $2 million from the state government to install a permanent memorial following the Bondi Beach terror attack. 6 months on from the tragedy, the funding forms part of a larger $8.3 million package aimed at building long-term community resilience, healing and safety across the Bondi region. And the City of Coffs Harbour has endorsed a new hybrid local preference model to boost regional business. Under the updated procurement policy, local bidders will receive a 10% weighting in assessments for quotes and tenders valued up to $2 million. A tiebreaker rule will also favour local suppliers with equal scoring. Mayor Nikki Williams said the changes ensure transparency while keeping ratepayer value for money at the forefront. Continuing around the country, up to Queensland, the Comiskey Group has launched a court appeal against Sunshine Coast Council over a $15 million infrastructure charge notice. According to the Courier Mail, the developer argues the levy for its proposed Coochin Creek Festival site is unreasonable, claiming the state-approved venue will not place an undue burden on local infrastructure networks. The development was called in and approved by the state government earlier this year, effectively overriding the council. Douglas Shire Council is today expected to adopt its budget, headlined by an average rates and charges increase of 8.4%, double the national inflation rate. According to the Newsport Daily, the increase follows a structural overhaul of the council's differential general rates model and recent state property revaluations. The changes will lift minimum residential rates to $1,400 as part of a strategy to ensure long-term financial sustainability. In South Australia, an Adelaide mayor has been snubbed by Woolworths after requesting an urgent meeting over shopping trolleys clogging up local waterways. Documents tabled ahead of last night's City of Salisbury Urban Services Committee meeting reveal the retail giant failed to respond to correspondence from Mayor Gillian Aldridge regarding environmental harm at Dry Creek. The Messenger reported that the issue comes ahead of strict new state laws taking effect next year, which will allow councils to hit retailers with fines of up to $5,000 for abandoned trolleys. The Shire of Harvey in Western Australia has appointed veteran local government executive Tony Nottle as temporary chief executive officer starting on the 6th of July. He'll work alongside outgoing CEO Annie Reardon during the transition, while the council runs an independent recruitment process for a permanent replacement. Mr Nottle has previously led the city of Busselton and the shires of Dandaragan and Coolgardie. And from ABC News, the City of Melville Council will vote tonight on two contrasting tree management policies slated for public consultation. Councillors are weighing a local planning policy to protect significant trees on private land against an alternative motion that would entirely exempt tree removals from development approval. The decision highlights the ongoing tensions between municipal canopy targets and state-mandated housing density. And looking overseas, in the UK, Dr Martin Reeves, the Chief Executive of Oxfordshire County Council, has been awarded an OBE in the King's Birthday Honours for his services to local government. With a career spanning over 25 years, Dr Reeves previously transformed Coventry into the UK's first marmot city to tackle health inequalities before taking up his current post in 2023. Council leadership has praised his commitment to public service innovation and community transformation. The Conservative Party has secured an overall majority on East Cambridgeshire District Council following the defection of a Liberal Democrat councillor. BBC News reports that Councillor Lee Denny crossed the floor after stating he could not deliver meaningful change under his former party. The shift gives the Tories 15 seats on the authority, strengthening their leadership ahead of a planned government transition to a single-tier unitary system. Washington DC election officials are rolling out a new ranked choice voting system ahead of today's highly competitive mayoral primary. The race highlights a widening split between the Democratic Party's establishment and its progressive wing, with Ward 4 Councilwoman Janice Lewis-George challenging former at-large Councilman Kenyon McDuffie. The structural changes come amidst ongoing federal interventions from the White House, with the outcome set to redefine the district's local governance and self-organisation. According to the Associated Press, the final round-by-round results are expected to be finalised on or after June 26. And in New Zealand, Matamata Piako District Mayor Ash Tanner is hitting back at potential local government amalgamation in the Waikato, warning that a super council model could erode local voice and decision-making. Speaking to RNZ, Tanner rejected claims that large-scale mergers deliver efficiencies, instead backing a smaller Eastern Waikato unitary authority. Local Government Minister Simon Watts maintains that no single model is being prescribed, reminding councils they have until August 9 to submit their restructuring proposals. And now you're up to date with the latest from the Local Government News Roundup. This edition, number 597, recorded on Tuesday the 16th of June. And brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, with support from Symphony 3, simple, connected customer experiences, and Rath Engineering Development, smarter local government systems built from real on-the-ground experience. Our podcast is recorded in the city of Greater Geelong, Victoria, on the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. Until our next edition, thanks for listening and bye for now. Support for the Roundup comes from Symphony 3, allowing councils to connect their systems securely, to automate their data flows and to monitor performance in real time. And right now, councils are lining up for their own emergency dashboard, like the one that Symphony 3 has created for the city of Greater Bendigo. The dashboard helps keep the community safe and prepared before, during and after emergencies. It pulls together live data, including weather data, traffic data, emergency incidents, unplanned and planned disruptions, news and social media feeds. Visit www.symphony3.com to learn how you can get an emergency dashboard for your community.